Welcome to part 1 of how to use adjectives to add information about situations. These can be very useful to add slightly more subtle details about something, and we'll see how to use them specifically in the context of only and hardly. Welcome to Capshine. I'm Ajit Pio. Capshine is a revolutionary learn it together English fluency program. With Capshine, learning English is easy, quick, fun, affordable, and effective. And we promise a whole new you in 6 months or less. Before we get started, let's talk a little bit about what adverbs are. Adverbs are essentially words that are used to add information about situations. They're also used to modify either verbs or adjectives. These are useful because they can tell you a little bit about quality or quantity of something. For example, today is very hot. Very here is an intensifier or something that gives you more detail about hot, how hot it is. Similarly, Sheena sings sweetly. To tell you more about how Sheena sings, I use the word sweetly, which is of course an adverb. Let's look specifically at only and hardly today. But before that, another point. You use these intensifiers to add information about situation for various reasons. What are these reasons? Well, to give information about the extent of an action, right? Sometimes we talk about whether an action is happening or not, but if we want to be specific about the extent, then we use these words. I hardly know her. So this is in between I don't know her and I know her. You can say I don't know her, but hardly shows the extent to which you don't know her. Similarly, degree to which an action is performed. For example, I'm very pleased to meet you. Again, you could say I am pleased to meet you, but when you say I am very pleased to meet you, it shows your level of excitement or the degree with which this action is being performed. Brilliant. Let's look at some examples with only first and then hardly after that. Only can be used before the main verb and it can be used for various things. For example, I have only been to Hampi once. Sanya only attended the last 5 minutes of the meeting. So this qualifies how many times I have been to Hampi, suggesting that this is not something that I've done many times, adds slight meaning to it. Sanya only attended the last 5 minutes of the meeting, suggesting that she didn't attend the entire of the meeting. So these intensifiers or these adverbs that are added to give more meaning can tell you what underlying meaning you're trying to express through them. Only in this case modifies how many times and also the nature of which someone did something. Let's look at another example. You can use only before a noun phrase as well. For example, Jasmine works only on Sundays. So the noun phrase on Sundays is being given additional information to here. So Jasmine works only on Sundays, telling us more about when she works and the extent to which she does that. Navi gets only a small salary for the work she does, suggesting that she is not being paid well enough. Notice how the meaning changes with and without only. So if I remove that, Navi gets a small salary, it doesn't really mean much. It doesn't tell you that you feel a particular way about it. But here with the addition of only before the noun phrase, it gives you a clear idea about the extent or your opinion about this noun phrase and this information that you're sharing. Before we go to the next usage of only, I want to talk to you a little bit about Capshine's revolutionary Learn It Together model. With this, you get access to speaking opportunities, you get to learn and practice as a group, you have access to personal coaches who will give you feedback and recommendation and develop a fluency report that will tell you exactly where you are. And of course, live classes and daily micro lessons through which you can build your competency and your skills and become a more powerful and fluent user of the language. Let's continue the usage of only and hardly. Only can also be used in another context. It can be used to begin a sentence. Let's look at some examples. Only coffee is served here. right? So this again suggests the nature of what is served here. Only the manager can offer discounts. So again, this tells us about who can offer discounts. Again, adding more meaning to the situation. And the reason we talk about how it can be used is to show you some templates of how you can use only correctly and grammatically to express the meaning that you want to express. The next one, or the next usage of only, is as an adjective. So while only is an adverb, it can also be used as an adjective to qualify or to give emphasis on a noun or a pronoun, right? The only thing you can do now is apologize. So the only thing tells me about the thing that you can do or how many of these things you can do. My only mistake in the interview was forgetting to tell them about my specialist qualification. So this talks about the mistake, which is a noun, the only mistake, suggesting that you didn't make any other mistakes, everything else was perfect. The only blemish or the mistake here is that you did not do this. You can also use quite to have a similar effect. I go dancing quite often. Mel quite likes Ronnie. Notice how this shows the extent of how much he likes her, right? Quite likes, suggesting that it's a little more than like it, it's a higher degree of liking. There were quite a lot of people at the pool, suggesting that the number of people was quite a bit. Quite, therefore, can be used to create these intensification of a particular concept to convey meaning and your opinion about things. Great. Let's look at more examples in part 2. I hope you found this video informative. If you did, please click the like and subscribe button. Hit the bell notification to not miss videos like these. And of course, don't forget to check out your 30-day free trial by going to capshine.com or downloading the app from the Play Store. See you in part 2.